Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're doing another episode in our Mortal Empire's Queek campaign. So let's go ahead and get back in here. Alright. As we saw last episode, there's some kind of savage orcs down here. We did manage to siege and take out Lamia. Now, someone told me in the comments, which is great, thanks for helping me out, that the plague monk, special plague monk you can summon, actually does do a lot of damage to garrisons. It causes attrition in an area and any armies in that area, including your own. So that would have actually been useful there, potentially. So I might try to use that again in the future. It's just the tooltip wasn't clear about that. So we could try that again. We learned that assaulting a garrison is basically worthless, at least against that garrison. But anyways, our choice now that we have to make is, do we want to come up here and try to deal with these Gorfang by ourselves with our 20 stack here. Now, we are a little dinged up, right? We have a couple of Skaven slaves here, because we don't have any good recruitment buildings, because we've kind of thinned all that out. Do we want to come up here and deal with that with one army, or do we want to take two just for safety and delay our hiring? We could also hire a mule over here if we wanted to, so just like a little dinky ord that doesn't do very much. But we need to keep in mind that these guys could still go hostile with us at any time. And they are charged back up, probably by this point. Not supercharged, but you know, they're getting there. They could have another 20 stack or so, you know, coming into play. Now, they are getting better relations with us, but we're still going to have to go down and kill them. I don't trust them, and I really want this pastures area, because I think that can give you up to 5 food per turn if you upgrade it all the way, I believe. And we need to start getting some pastures, because we're starting to get a lot of territory, and we just don't have a lot of that, and that's a really important resource. Now, that means we might have to come down here and kill these guys, because they have a pasture too. But maybe not. I mean, I think they're okay with us.
Attend your king, slave.
Yeah, they're alright. I mean, they could go hostile with us. I doubt it.
My least advisors beat it that we should.
It'd be nice if I could get a trading agreement going on with some people, but it's not happening right now. Now, I did get some favor with the undead. We do get plus 30 for killing Queen Khalida. We do get plus 30 with them, so that is actually pretty helpful. We could go ahead and upgrade this. Right now the public order is like okay on it, I guess. Yeah, I mean we could just go ahead and upgrade this. Might as well. Since we're gonna start gaining that territory soon, just put a public order building there. We are starting to get some more money, which is nice. So we can start to get some nicer troops. But so basically what it comes down to is if I move this army north, if I just have a mule army here and like something else shows up, it's going to be a big problem. At least this guy has Transiform and Rel kind of leveled up, so he can maybe fight it. I think I need that guy to go south, is what I'm pondering here. I can throw the assassin in here. I think I can beat these armies. Remember that I get ambush. Like, I'm probably going to ambush him. If I don't ambush him, then I'm going to be able to lightning strike him. So I have a backup, just in case ambush misses. And so I am only going to have to fight one at a time, potentially. And I think if I kill the core army, I believe that the Wa army just falls away and disbands. So I think we can solo them. Like I said, our front line is a little suspicious, but we can use some summon rats and stuff like that to shore it up. I think we'll be okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that out. Stay out of his vision. I think we're out of his vision. The reason that I can see him right now is because that's my territory over there. I think we're out of vision, so we should be able to... here. Now, it would be a lot easier if I came up here, but I believe I need to get down here and start recruiting, is what I think needs to happen. Public order is starting to become an issue here, probably because... yeah, the corruption's getting pretty bad. So we'll see. If I sit in the place, I should be able to gain some for a little bit, like gain some public order for a little bit, so... maybe that'll straighten up a little bit. And that's because we're not getting as much osmosis. So beforehand, we were getting some untainted osmosis here from this guy. So that was helping us out. Because with Skaven, it's always this delicate dance. If you get too much corruption, then you get more rats you can summon, more menace from below, and you cause attrition for non-Skaven people. But it also lowers your public order, so you gotta be careful about that. Anyways, okay, that's what we're doing here. We have 3 more turns. We can upgrade to tier 5 there, which is fun. Over here, we have to decide if we want to upgrade these or just go to tier 5 as well. What are the advantages here? So, 3,200. We'll get a little bit of extra growth. I mean, we would get more money. We do have one of these things. You know, we could upgrade this too and get 10% more. So it does give us, it doesn't give us any more money on the spot for that, but it would give us a 3rd building. The problem is this, like, we have a recruitment center that's already next door, so we probably don't need to upgrade this. It's pretty safe, like, I think, nestled away in the mountains like that. Our main place, Carrickzorn, would be the first place to get knocked, probably. So we might upgrade that one. We might upgrade or add this stuff in there eventually. But yeah, we just don't need to upgrade this, I don't think. At the little tier 3 level. When we get a 3rd army, we want the, you know, the Warp Forge and Pestilent Knave and all that stuff. We want that leveled up. Because that would give us more heroes. But right now, I don't think we need it. It's just not worth the upfront investment. Like, if it was a more dangerous area that could get attacked, I would go to tier 3 and I would get the garrison thing. I mean, maybe it'd be worth it at Mount Arachnos to do that. Just because people could, in theory, come through here and try to creep on us. Because remember, this gives you money too. And it adds walls. And a pretty good garrison. But they would have to just run straight past this to get over there. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, so we'll just do that. Not right now. It looks like we have a lot of money, but we really don't. We're probably going to go into the red, hiring for upgrading this army a little bit here.
Keep Gracia scum away.
So you always want some money in reserve. Okay, I think that's alright. You always want a little bit of money in reserve just in case you have to go into the red to really tech up an army quickly, or you know, build up some stuff, or if you get sacked to like rebuild your buildings. Okay, Skull Takers got killed. I guess that was that renegade army down in the south. Now, where did they go?
Too hot.
I'm worried now if they jumped over, if they went to ambush.
Mighty warrior champion.
Now, if they spot my ambush and attack me next turn, like if they're in ambush, like right in here, and then they do that, that's gonna be a big problem.
Time to eat leaders.
My garrison's not that strong. It's okay. If they siege it, though, I can sally out onto the field and lightning strike them. So that's the thing. Is I don't think they're going to attack me in one turn. So I think the safest thing right now, if they're ambushing, is to hide in the town.
Queek.
Make sure no one's coming up from down south. Not yet. Okay.
Queek is here.
Rock here. What do we want to do? Iron, give 80. And one untainted, that would be nice. Could also just go for alarm tunnel. Or we could go for public order. Public order's okay. It's gonna start getting worse though. Alarm tunnel's not really gonna do anything until tier 3, so we might as well just go ahead and grab this, I think, and then in the main Lamia, growth. Taskmaster, probably. Let's get that public order going. That crank it up.
What's your back
Okay. Alright, this is all good, so we can go ahead and hire this hero here. Doom Wheel, Warp Fire Thrower, and Warp Cannons. That's pretty good. Oh, we can actually hire 2 more, huh? Oh, because we finished the thing. It says enables and gives +1. Okay, so we can get 2 assassins. They are 315 each. They do start level 5. I don't think I have anything that gives bonuses for hiring them in my territory. I don't believe. Sneaky's pretty good. No. So I'm kind of tempted to hire 2 of them. They are kind of expensive, but getting that intel is really nice. And he'd get to level up a little bit every turn. So when I get that 3rd ward out there, he'd be even better. And I can just, like, just put some public order on him, too. Just let him sit somewhere with public order. I think we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and go for,
Contract approved.
I want this guy to be an actual fighter in here. We need to be able to get another Warlock Engineer. Maybe I should just go ahead and get the Warlock Engineer here and just get rid of the growth. Or something. I could get rid of this. Does in theory allow me to recruit more units, but it's not a major recruitment site yet anyways. No, that is going to be expensive to do that. But we do need those extra engineers. They are very strong. Let me see. Isn't some tech that I'm learning going to improve some stuff like that? Recruit rank for engineers. Maybe we do just wait 15 turns on hiring an engineer. Is that worth getting 2 ranks? I mean, even if they just fight 2 fights, I should probably be fine. Do we still have a non-aggro with Numas? Probably. Yeah. Is that only for Tomb Kings, that little extra? Yeah. Do I want to hire the other assassin or just... I'll wait, because that's a bad trait. I mean, there's not a super rush to get one. If I see a good trait, we'll get that 3rd one.
Ready to kill.
Okay, so this guy's going to be an actual fighter with my group. So we need to make sure he's looking good. Because they are really useful for killing enemy, like, big hero or, like, big monster units. Okay.
Great warlord.
So let's roll over here. Now what do we want to hire? Okay, so we're going into Orc territory soon. I feel like this is going to be pretty good against Greenskins and Tomb Kings. I have like one of these in an army. Let me just go ahead and hire 2 of those. I feel like I want 2 Globadiers in an army. Just helps so much against large units. These are going to take a couple of turns to hire. I want a warp cannon. Maybe like 1 warp cannon. I know I want at least 1 more Globadier. We're going to need that to deal with the Lizardmen probably. Like 2 Globadiers per army. And that's going to be almost all of our excess gold. We'll see. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this and start getting towards the Warlock Engineer. Well, actually, let me... Okay, so this gives +1, right? Actually, no. It does not give +1. It only gives... Just unlocks the recruitment. They must have changed that, because that is really stingy with the Warlocks. So it's not even going to give me one until I get to tier 5. Okay, so there's no point then. I just noticed that. Okay. Wow. It's hard to get those Warlock Engineers. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for this to tick up to tier 5, which is not super long. Okay. Alright, so that's all good. That's all good. Still waiting to upgrade some of that stuff. That's fine. Okay. Tech. We're still sticking it out. Make sure. I thought we got another research rat.
Patchy fur, not trusted yet.
Okay, let's... Yeah, let me upgrade the items here real quick. I haven't looked at those in a while. Just make sure everybody's, you know, up to date. Give him Potion of Toughness. Okay, Hell Pit Attendant, so I was looking for. It's pretty good. Top thing. Okay.
Stinks like a gracier.
Okay. He's not gonna be in melee a lot just yet until he gets his little doom thing.
Should kill when get a chance.
Skaven Bruise, good extra damage. He should have poison attacks. Give him Giant Belt. give that... I want to give the other lord that, actually. So we'll give him this. Come from sacking.
Stinks like a gracier. We are brave, knight.
Hook him up. Okay. Okay. Breakable charge. Flying units get kind of pumped here, I think. I don't mind giving that to him. Plan Buster. Okay. Okay. So we'll get into a fight here in a second. We're just trying to crank it up here a little bit. Make sure we're locked and loaded. Now, those guys may have jumped back over the wall, but they could also be hiding, and it just didn't show me where they are, so... Okay. Greenskins going pretty far north, I think. Top Knox is just about donezo. Okay, I see him over there. They were hiding, I think. Crude Lord. No.
Zook right off!
He's playing a little game of footsie with me over here. How long till I get this? Level 13. It's a pretty big upgrade. It gives you a lot of extra armor, and it gives you some free spell casts. It gives you a lot of really good stuff. It gives you a nice aura, gives you magic resist, it gives you like almost, well, not doubles your health, it gives you like 50% more health. It's a very massive upgrade. Alright, do we want Pestilent Birth? We want to be able to hire extra Plague Monks, which are pretty strong. Or do we want to be able to... take it down to 8, right? So it's 11 base, and then that's -3 for the... Yeah, that's 8 for an aura spell. This is 9. This guy, this is so good. I think. Especially on sieges, where everyone's just kind of bunched up around the gate. We'll go with that, I think. I mean, this might be better in some circumstances. You just summon stuff behind them and just flank them and just have these guys carve them up. You know what? I will just go for this. That soak up a lot of
Should
damage
kill
too.
when get chance.
I got all the replenishment. Is Counter Striker. I'll go 10% on the weapon strength there.
Keep
Okay, let's see if we can bait this dude here. Where's their range?
Zog off.
They could go to like right there in theory.
I, mighty warrior champion. It beats his mind.
Now if he comes at me, I can run also.
Queek hates heat, tail sweats. Sneak like a sheep.
So even if they just detect me, even if they run over here and start a fight, I should be able to run. If I have to, like in a worst case scenario. Alright, live Boris. That place might get attacked. So maybe I don't want to put anything there just yet. I could put something really cheap there. Let's just... We can't upgrade this yet to where it would matter. I'm just going to throw this down just for some money. We can sell it in a couple of turns. We have to.
Time to eat leaders.
Evasion, still hiring.
Ashen contract approved. This way.
Okay. That's one turn. We can start upgrading that. We're going to need a lot of money to buy all the buildings that we want to buy here. It's going to be very expensive. So we need to start killing some people to finance this. Okay, yeah, they're coming out. Wow. 3 armies now? Jeez. No, okay, it's just 2 armies.
Stop pushing it.
Clan Moors.
That's a cute looking wall army I got there.
I challenge. Kill.
Could put that speed on rat ogres, but I'm gonna have them like all running at the same speed anyways. If I had like a doom wheel or something, I'd put that on the doom wheel, but for now I think I'll take it off just because I want them all moving at the same speed anyways. Alright, I'm starting to get into bad food territory, so I do not want to spend my food. I'm starting to definitely have some food problems here. losing leadership. We need to eat all of this food. So I think with 6 summons, I mean, this is basically all just orcs. How do I deal with these? I don't have great ways to deal with the archers. I guess I can just poison wind globadier them or just put summon rats on them. I think this should be fine.
The hordes of Moors. Time for things to die.
Yeah, in my original campaign, for the Vortex, the food wasn't as much of a problem because I was getting into multiple fights every turn, so I was constantly getting flanked by, like, everybody, by, like, all of those high elves, primarily, that were on those islands. It was so frustrating because you can't go on the sea to fight anybody, which is really nice in this campaign that there's a lot, like, I really like how they changed the map around so there's not as much ocean around the periphery. It's frustrating as hell to deal with that because the auto-resolve system, thanks for the sub, by the way, the auto-resolve system, that's what that little ding noise is. I always like to give a shout out there, even though I don't think with this overlay you can see that, but the auto-resolve system clearly doesn't favor the Skaven at all, and so you just can't ever beat anyone on the ocean, pretty much. So you have to try to evade them, but there's no way to evade them. You can't fight them manually on the ocean. Okay, so the same style of map as before. Should be able to just light them up here. Have some Skaven slaves up front just to soak up some damage. It's fine. Sort of our elite units here. Have our poison wind globadiers over here. Probably gonna be chucking those at wolves.
Queek head taker.
Okay, the ward's over here. Is he mounted on anything? He is. No, he's not. He's on foot. Okay, yeah, that's... No, actually, we don't have room. We can't hit him. Okay, so we're gonna have to move everything up a little bit. That's annoying.
Skaven slaves! Council's command! What?
Still can't fully hit him.
Guide us, hold one. Blade claw catapult!
Sort of. That should be close enough.
Silent kill killer! Spread pestilence!
That dude needs to be kind of close up front so I can just summon clan rats.
Great, yes! Die! Claw catapult! Attack charge! Now, ready, now! What the? Shit! Attack charge!
Victory is in our grasp. Were they already, like... They already ready to throw in the towel here?
Ready! Nasty things die! Shall we raid? Ready! Awesome! Scurry! At once! Blade claw catapult!
I'm just trying to throw it in the most densely populated area that I can.
At once. Attack! Charge! Nash! Kill! Kill! Counter summer! Now, yes! Quick, quick! Blade claw catapult! Keep fight! Stop and do! Straight on a car! Now, move! Fight! Fight! Skaven slaves! Storm vermin! Goddess! One! Of Blade claw catapult! Unstoppable! Doom rocket die! Blade claw catapult! To the vermin side! Dash tail dead! Ready! Ready! Now move! Die! 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 Lose Rocky jackass! Now! Yes! Our tail's yours! Murder! Kill! Kill! Back on the ground! Desires! Clan rats! Our tail's yours!
I forgot to use the little summoning thing. Yeah, pretty much the only casualties. We took a couple of hits to the storm vermin, but not really a lot.
Moving. Strike. Quick.
Getting these guys out, we'll probably have to run them down again.
Plague mugs. Storm vermin. Ah, Globadiers. Clan rats.
All right.
Come on. Back on the ground. Slide and stab.
Get him. Yeah, I know I've said this a lot before, but I really wish they would make that Shadow of the Horned Rat available. I know it's on GOG. People have mentioned that before, like some really janky version of Steam. I've gotten some stuff off of GOG before, but apparently it just doesn't work that well. I mean, hopefully the popularity of this will bring back stuff like that. It's just turn-based RTSs just are not super popular right now with the kids, but you know, I think some of the older population that has some of the nostalgia for these, you know, turn-based style games from, you know, the 90s and early 2000s before, you know, real-time became kind of the de facto mode. You know, XCOM's making it work. I think XCOM's been pretty popular for the most part, but maybe they'll bring back some more of these Warhammer turn-based things. Just more stuff in that universe would be really cool. It's a very fun universe. I think Vermintide's doing very well. That's obviously not turn-based, but it's another, like, just sort of exploration of the universe. I've never played Vermintide. It'd probably be pretty fun. It looks like a Diablo kind of thing, though, where you run around, you get items, you pump your dude up, which is cool and everything. It's just, when I'm running the channel, I have to do stuff, like, that would be good for the channel, and you know, there are certain kinds of games I think that just lend themselves to viewership a lot more than others. So I don't think Vermintide would be one of those. I think it'd be a lot of fun to play. I just don't think it would attract a large viewership for most people.
Yes, yes. Queek always
Which obviously my channel is not aimed at getting, you know, becoming the #1 biggest channel on YouTube. But if I am going to invest a lot of time into a game at this point, then it needs to be, you know, at least sort of germane or relevant.
Scurry away, things. Queek merciful.
Frankly, I mean, Warhammer 2 already, at least on my channel, has a hard time attracting a huge amount of viewership. It's okay, but it's nowhere near like, League's viewership for the most part. But I love doing it, and I do want to do, you know, some strategy games on here, so that's why I do this.
Run, things. Tell all Queek cowards.
Okay, there goes his wall. You know, maybe thinking about it, maybe I should have killed the wall first, ambushed the wall and killed them, and then killed Gorfang so that I got 2 fights and twice the food. Twice the experience. Maybe that's what I should have done. I was just thinking, oh, if I kill one, I'll automatically kill the other, but that's not necessarily the best thing to do. Okay, nice. That's actually really good, though. We got a Hell Pit Attendant. Okay, great. Renowned and feared. So heroes just aren't going to work on him, basically. You have -10 right here. Hero success chance. There was something else. I think violent rise to power. Yeah, -20% there. And there was something else, I think. Like, so heroes just do not work on Queek, which is excellent. Okay, so we're going to have to dash down south, finish off this Doomglade area. I would really love to do XCOM 2. I know I'm always talking about it. It's just hard for it to... I don't know. I could do it. It just would be a ton of extra time. It's difficult because I already need to be doing a lot more in terms of, like, my dissertation and even just doing more stuff for League. It's just hard to do any extra games to keep up. I mean, there have been times where I just haven't been able to keep up with Warhammer.
Victory! Hornet rat, notice me.
Now, Queek gets an extra 2. When he hires units, he gets an extra 2 chevrons on it, so...
Our clan will rise. Keep gracious scum away. Wear no furs. Need more trophies, yes. Our clan will rise.
I might need to take one turn off anyways and just pop over here and hire these guys, Storm Vermin.
Betrayal strong.
I don't know what I take out of this army though, because these are such high rank now. They're so strong. That's the difficulty. I need a front line. Like, I have to have more front. I have to have at least 5 front line, I feel like. Or I'm just going to get run over. I guess I could take out a Rat Ogre or 2 and put in an extra Poison Wind Globadier and maybe a Warp Fire Thrower. Like, these haven't been that great so far, but once I start facing, like, you know, Stegodons and Devil, whatever, I want to call them Devil Saurs from, like, World of Warcraft, but the T-Rex stuff, all of those things, you know, these are going to be a lot stronger in that scenario. So maybe I do just take out a couple of these. Or not take them out, but, like, share them, hand them, some of them over to him. But I have to hire these with Queek because he gets, like, 6 extra chevrons with him. Like, they come in, like, rank 8 or something when I hire them. So in theory, maybe I should just, like, disband all of these next turn and just hire all fresh, and they'll be a higher rank. Even though these have been in my army for a long time, those will still be a higher rank. You gotta have a lot of these, though. This is just the backbone of the army, so... we can have maybe 5 total of these, like 3 normal Storm Vermin and a Halberd, or maybe even just 1 Halberd if I'm going to have these to help with large. Now, Halberds are great against large, too. It's just... these do way, way more damage, I think, against large. If they're left alone. Okay, we've got the tier 5 going here. That's going to take a little while to tech that up. We can eventually throw a Doom Wheel in here. And maybe like a giant beast thing. The Hell Pit Abomination. We could substitute a Hell Pit for 1 Globadier, I guess. Have a pretty motley army. Okay, we do need to hire a couple more things, though. Use that recruitment capacity. I'm not even sure if these would be good against Lizardmen, but maybe. I think just having 1 to put on the flanks just for the leadership torching would be nice. Having 1 of these would be good against big stuff too, but these are already such a high level is the thing.
Cunning scheming.
We need to hire some, so let's go ahead and kick these.
What? On 1 command.
I think just 1 of these for each army. Some of those are fine. Guess I can grab 1 of these just for his army, since it's not fully teched up yet. 1 of these and like 2 catapults I think will ultimately be what I'll probably go with. Because this is going to be a lot better against like huge things. Like the constructs. Like the war sphinxes and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what we'll go with there. We hired that. We got this. We can put this guy in here just so he's getting some experience. A little bit more experience per level.
Our clan will rise.
What else? I think, so yeah, in terms of buildings. Still waiting on that to get to tier 5. Got that.
Clan needs new, better rulers.
Okay, we want to go ahead and go to tier 3 probably. I don't get any extra gold for upgrading this at all.
Clan victorious.
I do get a Warlock Engineer to help, so that's good. And we are going to get some more slots here. Which would be nice. If I can find trade partners, you know, upgrading the sacks of gems would be great, but we don't have that yet, so... Okay. We're about to get this tech. Okay, extra range would be nice. Missile damage. Okay. Oh, we could hire, or we do have one more, thing. I don't think we need it right now, but... Alright, so we're gonna go down there and try to finish off Lizardmen, and then we'll try to go back up north. Once we get this bottom quadrant secured, that should be good. Food's definitely becoming a thing, though. I mean, hell, maybe we may not have time. We might just have to... We may not be able to hire more storm vermin here. Might have to just go down there. Did my alarm not... I'll have to see what time it is. Oh, no, I've got 5 minutes. I'm trying to set an alarm to make these an hour now. We're getting advanced here. We're setting alarms. Okay, got that. Okay. Discovery. And we are bleeding through this food quickly. We're easily going to start dropping down if we don't start killing stuff. So we might have to just go. That sounds rough against the lizardmen, though. Man, if I just hand out a Globadier and a Warp Fire, is that strong enough? Now I can summon a bunch of clan rats. And just other stuff with this guy, so that does help out with the front line. Still, only 4 units is definitely pushing it a little bit, pushing the envelope.
Skaven warlord.
Rat ogres are pretty bad against Lizardmen. I mean, they're good early, but once they start getting those, they have a lot of anti-large stuff. They've got their Temple Guard, they've got their, like, Carnosaur dudes. I think their Spear guys, like their Tier 3 little Saurus Riders, little Raptor Rider guys. Might have to go for a couple more Storm Vermin here, and then trade out 2 of these Rat Ogres. I can't afford that food-wise, though. I think I have to.
Move your tails.
Which kind of sucks, but... Okay, the clan rats are coming in at rank 9. If I want them to. And the slaves, but not... These guys are only coming in rank 6, so I guess we'll keep our people as is. Okay, so let's get rid of these.
Magic stink.
Then we can hire, Halberds aren't typically as good as we talked about before, but against Wizardmen, they are pretty good. They have a lot less melee defense, though, and that's really what I need them to do, is just hold the line. I think even against large units, these are almost better, these Storm Vermin are. I mean, they really nerfed these Halberds pretty hard, I think, where they get to get plus 15 against large. That would take their melee attack up to 48. It's 49 with these guys. And they have 8 more weapon strength. Now, the other ones are going to have more piercing, but I think just normal sword and shield. I think are going to be better, and then we can trade out.
We are brave.
Let's get this warp cannon real quick. We'll trade out
superior.
A couple of those rat ogres, and the lower rank ones. Trade out a couple of those for a warp fire thrower and a globadier, and that should give us a bit more diversity. Halfway tempted to trade one of these out too. I feel like 4 is quite a lot, but I don't know if I want 3 globadiers. I think eventually we'll trade one of these out for like either a doom wheel or an abomination or something, but like right now this is probably fine. These are extremely powerful, obviously, open field, so
move again soon. What now?
Now, am I going to actually be able to move or not? Okay, let's just hire a clan right here, I guess. Because I need to trade these slaves out for clan rats for this this guy's army. These clan rats are a really, really good bargain for what they are. I just haven't used them because Queek gets such a huge advantage off of storm vermin. And money hasn't been as much of an issue. It's food is the main issue right now. I need some pastures. The other campaign, I'm pretty sure there were many more pastures that were available early on. Okay. If anyone's...
You moke. The chopper is in my hand.
Let's see here. Greenskins are rough. Last defenders are getting old tough.
Asap smiles.
She's kind of getting... She's getting tough again. She's probably got 120 stacks sitting over there ready to go. Okay. Got that. We do need to get down here and grab. I would like one of these, like one Death Runner per army. They're so fun because they have so many different, like, the Skaven have so many different units where, like, it's like, ooh, that could be good, or, oh, I could see how that could be good in different circumstances. I am going to be recruiting for the next little bit, 5 turns. So I could just recruit a bunch of clan rats and get the discount, and then that would give everything public order growth and food, 5 food. Is that worth 3,000 though? I'm gonna need that money to buy these huge, huge buildings. And these are really cool too. Like, there are just so many units there. It's like, that's cool. I wouldn't want a whole army of those, but like having 1 or 2 are nice. Almost everything's relevant strategically. I think I talked about this a lot in the last campaign, which is really cool, I think, because with a lot of the other factions, not all of them, but a lot of them, there's a pretty clear path, like what you're supposed to get with them most of the time, and you just spam whatever their, you know, overpowered unit is, and that's pretty much it, you know. You just get whatever their tier 5, whatever their toughest infantry is, whatever their toughest cav are, maybe a piece of artillery, a wizard, a lord, and boom, go at it, you know. But the Skaven don't really have a lot of, like, flat-out strength with any one unit, where it's like, that unit is so strong we have to get it. I mean, the Rat Ogres are probably the closest thing. Yeah, she's gonna come up and probably burn Lybaris next turn, or take it, which is whatever, it's fine. It's just, I think it's just tier 1. I may have made it tier 2. Either way, we can deal with them. Okay, we'll go ahead and end this episode here. But anyways, just to finish that thought, like with the Skaven, the really cool thing is like they don't have anything that jumps out as like, wow, this is overpowered. But there's so many things like, wow, this is cool, and this could like work in conjunction with this other stuff. Other than the Rat Ogres are on the strong side. But even they have weaknesses, right? Like they have really low armor. Like they're very bad against halberds. They're very bad against missile units. They have some problems. They're really bad when they're stuck in combat. Like, their melee attack is very low, so if you can't charge cycle them, if they get caught up in combat, they can die. But they do have really nice charge bonus, so they are kind of like Cav early on. But they're not heavily armored. And, like, you don't really want to spam all infantry either, because their infantry is not that great. It's okay. But this, you know, this infantry would get mowed down by, you know, Sword Masters of Hoeth, or Hagganath Executioners, or, you know, just great swords. Any other elite infantry is probably going to take them out. So they're not that great, so you don't want to spam a lot of infantry. They're all right. And then everything else is just kind of like good in certain situations. You know, I guess the Plague Claw catapults are on the strong side too, but they are still kind of a supporting unit. So it's basically just a lot of supporting units, which is really fun tactically and also to manage on the battlefield to try to keep up with it all. It's really cool. Like I said, versus some other factions that I've played where it's like, okay, this is clearly the best stuff. Spam it. Or it's just different versions of the same stuff. Like, okay, there's armored infantry. Okay, there's some more armored infantry. Oh, look at that. It's another, like, armored infantry with low mobility. You know, like, armored infantry, low mobility, non-armor piercing, armor infantry with low mobility, non-armor piercing. So like the 3 or 4 different versions of the exact same thing that don't really get any different tactically. Now, yeah, the Skaven do kind of have that, right, with their clan rats. You know, clan rats up to storm vermin. So that does happen occasionally, but... And I guess with their slingers, it's like different versions of the same slingers. But like, especially with these trees, like, a lot of these units are just very different tactically. So, I don't know. I like them. I think they're creative. I think they're fun. They're clearly my favorite faction. This is my second campaign with them, and I haven't even done some of the other factions yet.
Untrusted worm, poison after.
It's not that I don't like the other factions. It's just that I love this game so much. And this was rated as the hardest campaign, so... I think I want that 30 extra armor. That means I could actually sit in combat and fight. Ooh, arms dealer is so good, though. Extra 20% ammo. Their heroes are just so cool, too. Like, this guy's very useful. The priest is very useful, very cool. Like, I think he's the best spellcaster in the game, at least on the campaign mode. The assassin, a little bit less so in terms of usefulness, but overall pretty cool. Pretty cool. I still like him. He still, you know, has a good purpose. What do they have? Just a bunch of garbage. Or do I want to just run? That's going to give me some problems, though, if I run next to that. Okay, I think the best choice, then, is to dash. And this will be the last thing this turn. God, I need to go raid, or I need to go kill some stuff. This is getting bad. If I go below 20, that's going to be real bad. Yeah, that's a lot less gold. I really don't want to start another fight. I'm not really ready for prime time yet. I mean, maybe this army could beat Death Gorge if I got a couple more units, a couple more clan rats or something.
Most masterful of masters.
I mean, maybe I could with this army.
Move.
Maybe I need to start getting more aggressive. Oh, they did take this. Okay, I think I could maybe beat them then.
Cunning scheming.
I cannot afford those guys. Can I get a couple of plague monks though? These are pretty good against cat or infantry. We get them in the back. That's 7. Are they cheaper than rat ogres? 280. They are a little bit cheaper than rat ogres. There are a lot more of them in a stack, so they can kind of sit in there and fight without having to charge all the time. But they don't have as much armor piercing because they are frenzied, which is +8 melee attack. They get +7 versus infantry. That means they start at like 43 melee attack and like 40 damage. It's quite a lot. So maybe I could grab a couple of plague monks.
Guide us, haunted one.
Plague monks and clan rat. Spears. Pretty sure those are just the best, right? They're better than these sword and board ones. Well, yeah. So they have less melee attack, but they have much higher defense, and that's really what I'm in the market for, is defense. So, just want my infantry to hold the line. I don't mind these slingers. They're actually really good for their cost. So, this still have to be a little cost efficient here. But yeah, we're going to have to come over here and start busting these guys up a little bit, I think. I mean, it's possible I should have just burned this and then just, like, finish it off later. Okay, we're getting -5 per turn here, so... we can deal with that for a little bit. We're gonna have to build a thing next turn, or in a couple of turns probably. I could just take the tax off too at some point, but okay, that's all good. Okay, and then this will be it for this episode. I'm pretty sure they nerfed the rat ogres at some point. I feel like they used to have higher melee attack, something like that. Maybe not. They were definitely really strong when I first got them, and I still think they're worth rushing. I stand by that for the reasons I've described before, but with your secondary army, I could definitely see an argument for, oh yeah, that's just a complete gutter trash army. We could shatter them. Not with this town, obviously. They're going to take that, but that is going to cause some public order problems, which is the main annoyance of that. I wish they would just add the proper Norska to Mortal. I mean, it's been like 6 months or something. Can I get to him?
Soon now.
That is annoying.
Keep Gracious scum away.
Anyways. We're about to go into the red zone here, probably. And that's gonna... It's gonna cause some major problems in terms of money. It's gonna knocks off 25% of your income.
Please,
Really don't... I can't afford to set this place to, like, eat stuff. If it's, like, a really cheap 2 province that's, like, not making a lot of gold, you can set it to eat food or whatever, and that's not a huge deal, but... Like, if I had all of this province, I would do it. I would go for the food, but I don't have all the province. Anyways, we'll figure it out next episode, so... thank you very much, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.